Hi everyone, welcome back. Happy Saturday first of all. I know it's been a while you guys, but I am in crunch time, finishing the last touches of my dissertation. I think I'm having like mixed feelings about graduation because I am 2 months away from graduating with my PhD in clinical psychology. Sigh. And it's been a long time coming, you guys. I'm having mixed feelings because first of all, I'm happy. I'm happy that I pursued this degree and I persisted in completing the degree. Considering all of the freaking chaos, the struggle, obstacles, just setbacks, just a lot of stuff I've been through that I haven't really got a chance to really talk about while I was in this program. I'm still in the program, but during my time in the program, I haven't really got a chance to really talk about like a lot of things that I've been through. You guys can only imagine, right? Thank you, Stanley. I appreciate your congrats. So considering all of that, oh my gosh, and then on top of that, the pandemic, it's been crazy, you guys, but I am near the finish line, and I did complete my very last class of my program online. So it was like basically in the middle of my class, right, my very last class of my program, I was going in person, and then the pandemic happened, and so we had to basically transition to like online, as most students did, right? And so I ended up completing my very last class online, and that was that was something else. And so right now I'm actually completing my dissertation, which has been another long journey, especially with recruitment, you guys. Like, it's been tough. I think tough is just an understatement. Like, it's really been tough. And of course I'm going to write about it in my autobiography, American Dreamer, but y'all, like, I moved back to New York City last year, April 1st, in the middle of the pandemic. And it was, when I say hectic, like, it was crazy. But I made it because I'm a person, like, I'm a warrior. So I fight through any and everything that I can. But it was a struggle. And at that time, like, I was in the middle of my recruitment phase of my dissertation. So I'm trying to recruit participants. I had to end up submitting another IRB request so that I could modify my recruitment so that I would be able to recruit people online, because at the time, initially when I submitted my IRB, it was for in-person recruitment, so I ended up like doing a modification to recruit participants online. And then that was a drag. And so when the restrictions kind of lightened up and it seemed like, okay, it's okay to go out in public and be amongst people, because for a while we were all on lockdown, nobody really was interacting with anybody. So after that little phase had passed, I ended up submitting another IRB application. IRB basically is the ethics review board that reviews all research basically within institutions, academic institutions. And so I had to go through that process again. They approved it for me to be able to collect data in person and online. I did that through the summer. That was crazy. And then I continue recruiting participants like through the fall of last year and the spring, and now I'm done with recruitment. I am in the process of finishing the last touches of my dissertation, analyzing my data, which is pretty interesting. This whole process is just, I don't think words can capture it. But I'm in the process of analyzing my data, writing my results section, my discussion, finalizing my dissertation manuscript. I submitted to my library at my school. I defend next month. You guys, it's a lot. Like, I'm on a fast track right now. So, I'm definitely on a fast track because I am planning to graduate in May, 2 months from now. On top of that, you guys, I am actually applying for postdocs. And even though I'm a bit disappointed that our graduation is going to be virtual, I'm just like, yo, they could have made a way for us to be able to do our graduation in person and implement the social distancing, right? But no. A lot of schools, I think most schools actually, college and graduate schools are actually hosting their graduations virtually. It sucks because I'm like, I invested so much and I don't think people understand, right? Even like high school, like my niece, she graduated virtually last year. Her brother, my nephew, is going to graduate virtually this year. I graduate virtually this year. It's just like, yo, all the work like I put in, it's disappointing. Like, it's disappointing, it's saddening, it's disheartening to see that they could not work out a plan so that we could have our doctoral graduation in person, because it's a big deal. Like, it's a lot of work that we go through as doctoral students, you guys. We're talking about coursework alongside practicum rotations. 3 practicum rotations. I actually have 4 clinical practicum rotations, 800 hours each, unpaid, okay, supervised by a licensed psychologist. I did those in California. Then we have our pre-doc internship, which I'm completing now here in New York City. That is paid, but it's still not full salary for a psychologist because we're not licensed, right? Oh my gosh, we go through so much, you guys. And to see that I'm not having an in-person graduation, I think the biggest part is just not being able to be hooded, right? Because the hooded part, the hooded ceremony where our dissertation chair actually puts the hood, around our neck, like that is a pivotal moment, It's just like closure, I think, for all of the different freaking steps that we had to take to get to where we are now. It's a lot of work. Not to mention the therapy requirement where we had to do therapy with the licensed psychologist. Oh my gosh, all the classes that we had to take, the research, the papers, the presentations, the clients that we had to see, like the coursework paired with seeing clients, like that is a lot, you guys. It's a lot. It's very rigorous. And the internship, it's just like, it never lightens up. I remember like starting my first year, right, being a freshman, and I did start the PhD program in clinical psychology out in Los Angeles in 2016. I was 32 years old, and I remember, like, we would have discussions, like, me and my other classmates, my colleagues, we would talk about, like, oh, it gets easier, like, as we progress through the program. Like, that was, like, our optimistic way of looking at the situation. But no, it never got easier. It does not get easier, right? It's like, with each level comes new devils, and that's basically the reality that I experienced. So my second year was just as difficult as the first year. Third year was difficult. Fourth year. Fifth year, which I'm in now, my final year, completing my pre-doc internship. It's a challenge. And like I said, I don't get a chance to come to you guys and talk to you guys about those challenges, because it can be kind of bureaucratic and political, controversial. So I will save that for my autobiography. I don't want to discuss that now, but I've been through some shit, especially as an African American woman. So of course, in the context of a PWI. It's, yeah, it's a lot. But I'm happy to say that I'm nearing the finish line, and I'll be graduating in 2 months. Even though my graduation is going to be virtual, I think I, have to find a way to appreciate the milestones that I have been able to achieve, the obstacles I've been able to overcome, the hurdles, the setbacks that I've just pushed through a lot, you guys. And for you guys who have followed me on this journey, you guys know and can attest that your girl is strong. I have to give my own self a pat on the back. So, given that our graduation is going to be virtual, I spoke with the administrators about we're having a virtual ceremony, do we order a cap and gown? And they basically said, it's optional. It's up to us if we want to order a cap and gown, right? And I'm just like, of course I want to order a cap and gown. But the issue is that for doctoral students, the cap and gown is not your typical cap and gown, right? It's not the traditional regular cap and gown. It's a different type of cap and gown, and I want to make sure I order the right one. So I don't know. I may not order my doctoral cap and gown. I just may not, because it's for what? I mean, I do want to do pictures, so I take that back. I may order the cap and gown, because I do want to, take pictures. At least we get to take pictures, right? Even though we don't get to have the ceremony. It's just oh my gosh, it's freaking COVID. Why COVID? Why, right? But I always try to look at the positive side, right? On a positive note, I mean, at least I'm nearing the end of my program, and I'm halfway through my pre-doc internship. I'm applying for postdoc. I have gotten 4 interviews since I've applied. I started, I think, applying last week or 2 weeks ago for a postdoc, and I already got 4 interviews. So I think I'm in a good place right now. Now, I did order this stole, this graduation stole. I haven't opened it yet. Thanks, C Sharp. I appreciate you guys for your support. So let me see what this looks like. I'm just okay, we're trying to, experience the whole graduation as close to normal as we can, considering the pandemic, right? Considering. And it's unfortunate. But I guess safety is more important, right? In the name of safety and in the name of health. You have to do things differently. So I ordered this. Because guess what? We have to create our own reality. So instead of sitting around moping because I don't get to participate in the traditional doctoral degree graduation ceremony, I figure, okay, I will create my own experience, right? So I did order this, and it does say class of 2021. Black Girl Magic. I wanted it to say Black Doctors Matter, but I mean, I like it. I like the quality of it. And basically it symbolizes, this is, I think, Ghanaian. This is Kente Craft Designs, Ghanaian, I think. But, it's just for me, given that I am an African-centered psychologist, my dissertation research is on Black identity and acculturation in African-American parents and implicit racial bias in children. That's my passion. That's my research, not only my research focus, but also my clinical focus. So, pretty much everything I do is kind of centered on that, around that, and I had to order this because it goes along with the African-centered theme. And Black doctors do matter. You guys know, like, I think it was maybe a month ago, I did do a painting on canvas of Black Doctors Matter. It's actually hanging on my wall. I'm not going to grab it, but you guys can go back and watch that. But I actually like this. I like it. I am going to take pictures. Let me know what you guys think about this. But as far as like ordering the doctoral cap and gown, I think I may. I gotta ask them, like, I gotta make sure I'm ordering the right kind, right? Given my program is clinical psychologist, I gotta make sure I'm ordering the right one. But it's just, oh my gosh, it's a hard piece to grapple with, right? It's almost like grieving the loss of something. You know, the different stages of grief, you know. And I don't think I've come to acceptance yet. I haven't come to accept the fact that I won't have a traditional graduation ceremony. I'm like upset. I'm upset. I'm hurt. I'm in disbelief. Shock. I'm like, it hasn't settled in. But I think it will. It will settle in, you know. And I will, of course, you know, get my degree. My degree will be conferred. Okay, that's what matters. I think that's the most important thing. My degree will be conferred this year, 2021, for a PhD in clinical psychology. I'm proud of myself because all the hard work I put in. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice that I can't even begin. I feel like a video just would not do justice. I would rather like just talk about it in my book. Because I can't begin to even go into the amount of sacrifice it took for me to work towards this degree and to complete it. But I'm happy though, looking forward to the future. Like, I applied for licensure this year. I'm going to be preparing to take my licensure exam this year. I may take it this year. We'll see. So I'm moving along. My salary, of course, is increasing drastically. So that is a rewarding part. But I think the most rewarding part is just seeing that I complete something. Like, that's the most important thing. Like, when you spend so much time and energy towards something and it's like you complete it, that's a whole degree of satisfaction right there. Like, that in and of itself, I think, is enough for me. It's sufficient. So, you know, it's just water under the bridge and looking forward to the next step in my career journey. And I appreciate everyone who has supported me along the way. It's been a long time coming, but I feel like I still have a long way to go. Like, this is just one milestone. Like, I was talking with my supervisor and like we were discussing like my professional goals and where I see myself in the next couple years, and I think I shocked some people like about what I'm interested in doing, right? And what my career is actually going to look like. They're like, you sure you want to do that? You sure you can do that? Like, yes, I can do it. I can do anything I put my mind to. And I would rather not talk about it. I just would rather show people. So on that note, I am going to end this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm in a good mood today because I just spoke with my father who lives in Florida before I actually went live. And he was just like, just calling to check on you. I haven't heard from you in a while. I'm like, oh, Daddy, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love my dad, but I need to go and visit. I'm overdue for a visit to Florida. Yo, New Yorkers just be honking the horn, just to honk the horn. It's just like, can't go anywhere, but I think they just like to honk their horns. But I'm going to end on that note. Thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you guys for coming along with me on this journey. I mean, I'm 37 years old now. I'll be 38 in September, so I mean, I still feel young though. I mean, I'm getting up in age, but I still feel young and vibrant, and like I'm full of energy, and I'm just ready to just take on the next phase of my life and my journey. And I know I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys. Bye.